Здравствуйте, товарищи, and welcome to my preview video for Sengoku. Sengoku is the latest grand strategy game from Paradox Interactive, and it definitely has a similar feel to some of their other grand strategy games, such as Europa Universalis. So for veterans of that series, they're going to be able to dig into Sengoku pretty easily. That being said, Paradox has made Sengoku feel very authentic to the time period in which it is set in, and that gives it some unique features you're not going to find in some of their other games. One of the ways in which Sengoku feels much like Feudal Japan is the vassal system in the game, and Feudal Japan was similar to Feudal Europe in the sense that government was far more decentralized than it is today. That there was a certain number of lords that would watch over their specific provinces, all loosely tied together by a daimyo or a king or whatever figurehead happened to be in that particular country. And Sengoku gives off this feeling by having you kind of dictate certain actions to your set of vassals. Now, let's say you're the daimyo of the Shimazu clan, and you have 4 vassals in your empire. You can dictate certain provinces to those vassals, and they will take over control of things like building new structures, levying taxes, and so on and so forth. And when war is declared, your vassals will raise auxiliary armies in support of yours to attack your enemies. Of course, that means your vassals have control of autonomous provinces and autonomous armies, and you can increase and decrease the relationship between you and your various vassals, or say other clans can do something similar. So maybe one of your vassals gets sort of influenced by another clan. They can break off and rebel against you and try and take their armies and their provinces and start their own clan. Or if you're a crappy leader, maybe your vassals can come together and try and overthrow you and replace one of them at the head of the clan instead of you. And balancing this relationship between you and your vassals is very important, as you can only effectively manage so many provinces on your own in your empire as daimyo before the burden of bureaucracy starts to weigh on your empire and your people get unhappy. But to help you out with the task of managing your empire, you have a court of your fellow clansmen, and you can promote some of these court members to various minister positions, and they can fulfill certain tasks for you, such as upgrading the castles in your provinces, upgrading the buildings, collecting taxes, recruiting ninjas, recruiting mercenaries, and anything else that the daimyo needs done. But that's enough about the governmental and administrative side of the game. Let's talk a little bit about the combat and warfare side of Sengoku. And there's definitely a shift from other Paradox and grand strategy games to a much more combat-oriented type of game. And that makes a lot of sense considering that Sengoku translates literally to warring states. So you can expect a lot of conflict to be happening in this game. And Sengoku makes it easy to levy troops and get them into the front lines, fighting and dying for the daimyo. You can simply go to all your provinces and just click levy troops, and they're there. They need a little time to train and to organize, but they're there and ready to go. And I love that, especially considering that I've always had a problem with the way Paradox games have you recruit your troops. I feel that it's a lot of micromanagement. You have to spend a lot of time going through and clicking on your provinces or going through menus, but Sengoku makes it much easier to get those armies out on the field, so you can focus much more on the maneuverings and the tactics and your overall strategy to win the war. As well, when you take an enemy city, it is automatically assimilated into your empire, meaning that if you start to lose sieges and lose battles, the consequences could be much more dire. That doesn't mean diplomacy and espionage have been backballed in Sengoku. Thanks to the vassal system, you can now engage in very specific diplomatic relationships with your vassals, enemy vassals, or specific enemy characters, meaning there's a lot more backroom, backstabbing dealings going on, as you can try and dislodge vassals from your rival empires, and they can do the same to you. As well, you can create plots in Sengoku, which allow you to gather various characters across different clans and try and fulfill some kind of long-term plot. For example, you can plot to attack your enemies, or hurt your enemies, or other kinds of various underhanded dealings. And you can recruit both characters from your clan and other clans to try and fulfill these plots. Religion also plays a big part in Sengoku. There are three major religions: Shintoism, Buddhism, and Christianity. And you can ally yourselves with these various religious factions by building their holy places in your various provinces. And if you become the leader of these religious factions, you gain special bonuses, such as the leader of the Christian faction will gain extra tax revenues, so he'll be able to make a little bit more money. Of course, there are trade-offs that if you destroy a Buddhist temple in a primarily Buddhist province and build a Christian temple, then the population might not be so pleased with you. From what I've played thus far of Sengoku, it's certainly succeeded in addicting me. I'm having a ton of fun with it, and it's going to be the first thing that I go back to as soon as I'm finished recording this. In fact, even though the game is not yet released, I would venture as far to say that I'm having more fun with the strategic map aspects of the game than I was having with the strategic map aspects of a certain other strategy game based on the Sengoku period of Japan, which came out earlier this year, that shall remain nameless. But hopefully, when you guys see me next time, I'll have moved off the small island of Kyushu and begun my march towards Kyoto. Anyway, this has been JosefVStalin, signing off for now, and I'll see you guys later.